Hello! So I was gonna do another story this week, but a few of you guys asked me if I would do a 50 facts about me. And I promised that I'll tell another story next week, but this week I thought it would be nice just so you could get to know me and see if you want to stay on board with all this. So without further ado, here are 50 facts about me. Before college, I wanted to become a film editor, and I changed plans when I couldn't pay for film school. I used to play drums in a church youth band. If I could ever meet Olan Rogers, I would die of happiness. For a while in college, I wanted to become a contortionist, and I would practice all the bending every day, and it got to the point where I could do a back bend and touch my chest on the floor and stick my head between my feet. I don't think I can do that anymore. I have almost drowned 4 times in my life, but I did not learn how to swim until just last year. I really love gingers. My first crush ever was Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films. I have 2 OTPs, and they are Beast Boy and Raven, and Jack and Elsa. I guess I like them because I identify with the girls in those pairings, and I would want to date a guy who's like those 2 guys. When my mom asked me when I was little, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, I want to be a cheerleader, and I will do the cheering, and I will use my cheering money to care for my family as a profession. I was homeschooled since the 4th grade until high school graduation. My best friend from high school is also homeschooled, and she has a weapons collection. The first time we ever hung out, we played with her archery bow, and her throwing knives, and her ninja stars. When I said I wanted to be a contortionist, I thought it would help that I can do this. And this. And also this. I am very interested in linguistics, especially Japanese and Korean. I've started writing a lot of young adult fantasy novels, but I've only ever finished one. And that novel was finished when I was 14. It was a sci-fi novel, but I hated it so much that I never read over it again. I love listening to music so much. If I'm at your house and you leave the room, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick my earphones in. I think I like it so much because I like to make up music videos in my head, kind of make my life a musical. For some reason, I've always had more guy friends than girlfriends. I used to work in a factory where the air was so dirty that I constantly had bronchitis, and it got to the point that I coughed up blood because my lungs were just so... I would love to learn fire dancing and fire eating. Actually, in college, I tried to teach myself how to eat and breathe fire, and I made the little DIY fire sticks and everything out of coat hangers and an old t-shirt. And I got the kerosene, and I got the lighters, and I was right about to light them up and try it, and then I realized that it would probably melt the plastic of my dentures in my mouth. So, never mind. I once spent one summer sleeping in a closet because I thought it was cozy. My sister and I used to want to make books together, which she would write and I would illustrate. The first book that we ever made together was this Lisa Frank coloring book of 2 purple puppies, and she garbled something in there that really, they weren't words because we weren't old enough to write yet, and I didn't really illustrate, I just colored the puppies in. I love the idea of living in a hobbit house. I kind of want to build one when I have the money. When I was 13, I went on a 2-week trip to England with Girl Scouts. Right now my hair is this length. I used to have hair past my butt. Me and my sisters all did because our mom never let us cut our hair. In high school, I wore a corset every night for 1 year. The first time I ever lost a tooth was when I ran into the automatic doors at a Walmart and I fell down, spat out a tooth, and kept running. I have never been drunk. I was first published when I was 17 when I submitted some horror stories and a science fiction story to some anthologies. When I was a baby, before I could walk, I used to stick my knuckles and my nose in this furnace that we had in our living room. And so if you see in my home videos, you'll see me as a baby and I just have this red line down my nose where I stuck my nose in the furnace and then the skin ripped off. My favorite comedians are Jim Carrey and Jim Gaffigan. For a long time growing up, I wanted to be an animator. My Hogwarts house is Ravenclaw, but I feel if I was actually a student at Hogwarts and you have to solve a riddle to get into the Ravenclaw common room, then I would get locked out a lot. I'm really bad at riddles. In my hometown, I experienced 4 power outages, which came from 2 ice storms and 2 flash floods, most of which kept me from leaving my house. I'm from Kentucky, by the way. I don't mind when flesh is cut or torn in horror movies, but I cannot stand when teeth or bones are broken. I always seem to drop popcorn in my cleavage at the movie theater. When I was 12, I used to only have like one sports bra, and that was just it. And so I would like hold my shirt collar and I would tie it in the back with a ponytail holder. And I did all this just now. And I did all of that just to cover my bra straps instead of just, you know, getting a new bra. I was pretty entrepreneurial as a child. My sister and I, for one get-rich-quick scheme, we would take the heels out of our wheelies and stick like a matchbox in it so that when you would like click the heels together, instead of the wheels coming out of the heel, it would be fire. And there would be jackpack shoes. Money! I actually only changed majors twice in college. I went from nursing to counseling and Christian ministries double major to digital art. My all-time favorite food is Slim Jims, so if there was ever any doubt that I was trash, now you know for sure. I love nightcore music. If there's any music that I like, then I will adore it if it's nightcore. When I was little, I did gymnastics competitions, but I stopped just because the competition sucked the fun out of it. I find haunted house workers strangely attractive. The first video game that I ever played was a demo of a game called Bloody Roar at a console at Walmart. I will completely geek out over any psychology theory, especially Myers-Briggs. Speaking of Myers-Briggs, my Myers-Briggs is INFJ. In college, I taught yoga for 2 years. One of my lifelong dreams is to own a chihuahua named Chewbacca. When I was little and I'd play pretend games with my sister, I would always be the villain or the goofy sidekick because they always have the funny lines. If I had a superpower, I would want to have the power of force fields. If I had to be in an alternate universe, I would want it to be steampunk. Something about clocks and Victorian dresses just make my heart flutter. And last, which I think kind of sums me up as a person, I desperately want to be a minimalist, but I love stuff too much. So yeah, that's 50 facts about me. Now you know me a little bit more, and I hope you don't think I'm a psycho now and we can still be friends. I promise next week that I will upload another story instead of kind of a vloggy video like this. But if you made it to the end of this, thank you. But yeah, I'll post another story video next week. I hope to keep doing weekly videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you. Much love.